Hey you guys, I'm back. So I had a dream 2 nights ago I want to share with you. Also, I still am battling the flu, so I'm sorry I'm congested. But as I mentioned in my last video, God has been highlighting global currencies to me, okay? If you guys didn't watch my last video, please go back and watch it. I look busted and disgusted, but it's fine. Just listen to the words I'm saying. Try not to focus on my appearance because I have been sick and yeah, sorry. But long story short, what that video was about was how God has been speaking to me the word bricks, okay? Like not like plural, like B-R-I, and how I had spelled it was B-R-I-C-K-S because that's how I was hearing it in my spirit. But then I thought God was talking about like bricks, like physical bricks for building. And then I read a headline about the BRICS payment system or something. It's a new economic type of system or a currency exchange is being proposed. Again, I explained it in my last video, but the second I read that, I knew that that was what God was referencing. And he's also been speaking to me lately the word mint, like M-I-N-T. And to mint money is to create money, like to mint coins, to mint bills. And it's also the name of like a financial planning software, probably in reference to it being like to mint money. But God has really been talking to me about currency and international currency. So this dream that I had ties into all of that. And in the dream I had 2 nights ago, I was on a boat that was filling up with water and the boat was sinking. It was like, I would think I was there with my family, but the boat was just filling up with water and it was starting to go underwater. And there was a man who handed me 2 bill notes, okay? And I didn't like see this person's face. It was more just like I saw their hand and I was looking at their hand and I saw 2 bill notes and zoomed in almost like a PowerPoint presentation onto each of these notes. And there was like a whole scene playing out. So you know, on currencies, like in the United States, we have like presidents. A lot of people have political leaders on their currency. In South Africa, it's like animals, like giraffe and zebra, and all like the big 5 is what's like on that currency. Can be like landmarks, whatever, right? But you guys know I'm talking about like pictures on currency. So there were 2 notes that were handed to me, like bill notes, and the first one was for 800 pesos, okay? So I've been to Mexico a lot. I love Mexico. There, to my knowledge, there is no 800 peso note, okay? This was not, like, this does not literally exist. But pesos, as I know pesos, are Mexican, right? I think there's a couple other countries that also have the peso, but this was like, I think, a Mexican peso. I could be wrong. But the picture on the 800 peso note, it zoomed in, and it was Jesus being crucified. This is like so hard to try to describe. I had one other dream like this, where it was almost like zooming into different points of like a PowerPoint, but it was like the picture, that kind of typograph that you see on so much currency, like that old-fashioned type of printing style. That's what it was, but it was Jesus. It was like the Passion. It was Jesus carrying the cross, and it zoomed in, and then it became like alive, where it was like, again, still almost looking at it like it's like moving now. It's like a video, but it's still that old typographic style, but it is like the crucifixion of Jesus inside the 800 peso note. So like I pick up the note and I zoom in, and then it's like I'm in that 800 peso note, and it is the Passion of the Christ. It's Jesus being whipped, tortured, walking, and dying on the cross, and I'm like inside of the 800 peso note. So I obviously looked up the meaning of 800 in the Greek and Hebrew Strong's Concordance. And 800 in the Hebrew Concordance is Eshashah. I'm probably mispronouncing this, but it means a fire. And 800 in the Greek Concordance is asymphonos, which means dissonant, discordant, or out of variance. So I don't know what I'm just relaying information here. So that was the first note that I was handed. The second note I was handed was for, I want to say it was 200, okay? It was either 20 or 200, but I'm pretty sure it was 200. and it was 200 rosas, okay, like ROSAS. And I had no idea what a rosa was. Like, I've never heard of that. It obviously, rosas is like roses in Spanish, I think, or like it's pink, like rosa is pink in Spanish. So that's initially where my brain went with the peso, but I looked it up, and a rosas, that's actually a cryptocurrency that I've never heard of, but it was 200, again, I think, I'm like 90% sure it was 200, if not it was 20, but rosas. And 200 in the Greek Strong's Concordance means a locust, which is really interesting because, if you've read, with the book of Joel and the locusts, coming to eat and devour and destroy, and all of the different kinds of locusts, I found that it's obviously a biblical, like that's significant. So I honed in on that. And then 200 in the Hebrew Concordance is evileth, which means folly or foolishness. So make of that what you will. I'm still figuring it out as well, or I don't know, but that's what God showed me. And on this note, the 200 rosas note, I zoomed in on it, and it was the same as the 800 peso note, but instead of the crucifixion and torturing of Jesus, I went in, and it was all of like the famous Christian martyrs, like in Catholicism, like would be referred to as like the saints, okay? Or just whatever, and famous Christian martyrs, whether, I mean, Protestantism more focuses on saying like we are all the saints, like we are the saints. Catholicism kind of puts certain Christian martyrs in their own separate category of elevation of being like, this person is a saint. It really doesn't matter. Like potato, these were saints, and they were being tortured, crucified, like burned at the stake. It was like looking at all of these famous Christian martyrs who have died, or people who have suffered and been tortured for the cause of the gospel. And it was zooming in, and it was showing me all of this. So it was similar to the previous 800 peso note, but instead of it being Jesus and his suffering, it was all of the church body who have suffered throughout history. And that is my dream, you guys. I don't know what it means. Take it to God, take me to God, pray about it. But God is really focusing heavily on currencies and global currencies. So it's very, I don't know what to make of it. I think that the currents, like the way that we do commerce is about to change, maybe, because God is really, really, really focusing on that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Again, sorry about my voice. I still am getting over a cold, so please pray for me. Keep me in your prayers. I'll pray for all of you guys, as you know, always. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.